What's up, people? I'm back for another race. So, this race is the stage three of the Fresh Outta 24 series. This is the loop de loop. This race is going to be interesting, especially because it has hills in it. So, right out the gate, I come out like a bat out of hell. My game plan is simple. I really just want to run my race. Um, and I've been doing a lot of strength training, especially focusing on power endurance and my recovery from heels. So I'm trying to put that training through the test. The goal of this race is, like as I said earlier, just to run my race. So we come through, and the first thing out the gate, the first power up out the gate, we get the draft. I'm not a huge fan of the draft. It's cool, but what I'm really hoping for, especially with the heels, is to get the feather. So right now we're just kind of rolling along. Now this is a pretty aggressive race. Everybody in this race, especially the front pack, they're moving. They're pretty aggressive. No one really breaks away from this race or tries or commits to a breakaway. It's not that it's few though. Here's one person trying to go, but very quickly they come back to the pack. I think everybody, for the most part, is thinking about that heel, especially if they've done any research on this map. There's a hill that you have to go through twice, and the hill is actually pretty treacherous. And so most of the riders are going to try to break people on the hill and not necessarily on the flat. So we're rolling along. My goal this race was to maintain close to 500 meters or 400 plus meters per race. I didn't accomplish it. This race was hell, to be honest with you. So I skip along a little bit. So right now, as you can see, I'm about to use my draft boost just because I want to get another power up. And I do luck out and I do get the feather. So now I'm excited because I have a big heel coming up and I have my feather, especially with me being a heavier racer. If I don't have a feather, it is going to be hell trying to make it up the hill. So having this feather is a godsend, to be honest with you. But right now, we're humping along. As you see, the pack is not really breaking up. And I do like, a lot of people don't really care for the new seeding or the new racing score that Zwift uses. But what I've noticed with the new score is that the races seem to be much more competitive. Everybody seems to be in the group, and for most races, it seems to be a mad dash at the end. Again, I'm not actually trying any attacks this race. All I'm trying to do is just basically just run my race. That's my whole goal, is to run my race. So if that means I go out, if that means an attack, it doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to run my race. So right now we're coming up on, it's the hill before the actual monster. So this is a heavy climb. I'm using my feather because I don't want to get dropped off the back. I want to make sure every hill climb we have, I'm at least in the front pack, or I have the ability to catch them when we get onto a zero gradient or we go downhill. So right now I'm standing in fourth place, and hovering between fourth and fifth, and I'll take it. So we're coming through. I used the feather. Fortunately, I get another one, I think. Yeah, I get another one, which is good because now I skip along a little bit. Now we're coming to the beast, and right away, do I cut my feather on right now? No, I don't cut it on right now, but I cut it on pretty soon. Oh, actually, I do. I cut it on right now, and this works because I'm actually hovering at about 600 watts, which is exactly what I wanted. So this race and the training that I've been doing, if you haven't checked out my strength training video that I do specifically for Zwift, you need to check that out. It's linked in the card. Should be about right now. So I make it up the hill. I'm in the top 10, which is where I want to be. But much more than that, I'm with the front pack. So this is the second part of that hill, which is pretty treacherous. It's the 7% gradient. And right now, everybody's tired, so I don't feel so bad. I'm humping at like 600 plus watts, just trying to get up the hill. The goal is, hey, just let me get up this hill so I can crest as quickly as possible, and make my life a lot easier. So I do make it up the top of the hill in fifth place. Happy about that. um, I'm more than happy, and it shows me that my strength training is actually paying off. Which, if you haven't seen my strength workout and you missed the card that popped up, it is going to be linked in the description. You should check it out. I do some squats. I do a lot of exercises in there that will benefit you specifically for Swift. So right now I'm hovering between seventh. I'm hovering in the top 10. We're moving. My goal was to hit a downhill and to recover a little bit. As you can see in the bottom left, I actually stopped pedaling a little bit. The reason why is because, especially with being a heavier rider, going downhill, gotta love it. So I gotta start pedaling again. Again, we've kind of broke the pack up. The heel kind of broke the pack up, but this front pack is treacherous. Everybody is gunning for it, so we're all just humming along. Nobody is really making a huge jump. Everybody's giving a bunch of thumbs up, but nobody's really making a huge jump, or nobody's committing to actually going out and taking the lead. I understand why. When you once you break the group up, you really don't know what you're rocking with in that front pack. So you don't. It's all about strategy now. What is the safest way? What is the way that can get you to the finish line and the best chance of pulling the W? So I actually hold on to my feather. I don't want to risk getting a draft with this being the second lap. And so I actually just kind of hold on to my feather because I know that's what I'm gonna need for the second heel. So at this point, where I skip along because we're just kind of jockeying back and forth. So I skip along a lot because I don't want you guys just watching us just jockey back and forth for about 5 miles. But we're coming up on the hill the second time. And as you can see, my goal is and my strategy is, hey, get out front as much as I can and really push up the hill. But at this point, as expected, this is the point where all the rest of the riders is trying to break everybody. I mean, they're just hammering this hill. I cut my feather on because I don't want to get dropped off the back. We're a little over 2 miles away from the finish line. If I can hang on, climb this two-part hill and crest, I think I can position myself in pretty good position to get the win. This is when I'm really praying that the training I've been doing is having a positive effect and is going to pay dividends. And so far, so good. I'm tired, I'm fatigued, but I've been doing a lot of heel recovery or intensity recovery training, and it seems to be paying off. So I'm climbing this hill. We're just powering through. At this point in the race, you just have to keep saying to yourself, I know everybody is as tired as I am, and so you just got to keep pushing. Somebody makes an attack. It's a kind of futile attack, as you'll see in the future. The reason why it's a futile attack is because it's on a hill. Most people were taking a break. Most people were pretty confident they could run him down. I didn't want to let him get a good lead on me. I was trying to pull him in early, so I kind of start to go out. Soon enough, I'm followed by everybody else. We're all kind of thinking the same thing. We got to go get this rider before he gets too far ahead. I've learned from past experiences that if they go out like this, sometimes they can break away from the pack and they're pretty much just gone. So immediately when I'm at a lower gradient, the goal is to start running them down. But I realize it's not just me, it's everybody's thinking that. So we're all kind of humping after this. We catch him in fairly short order. I don't know exactly what place he takes overall, if he paid for that attack on the heel. But right now, everything's pretty much status quo. So it's a little over 1 mile. I'm resting up. As you can see at the upper left, I need to catch my breath because my game plan and the strategy going into this was about a mile out. I really wanted to start pushing the pace. I didn't want to go all out, but I wanted to be a lot more aggressive than I have in the past. I didn't want to wait till like 800 meters to start pushing. I wanted to start pushing a lot earlier. But we are on somewhat of a hill, so I needed to be just a little bit conservative. So we come through the hill, and now we're on the down. Now we're on a steep incline, And fortunately, I can kind of tuck and ride this thing out. I forgot. I think this is an arrow tuck. I forgot exactly what it's called. It's short lived because right away I got to start pedaling. Everybody's on my ass as expected with this group because this is how it's been the entire race. This is the point in the strategy where I'm like, you know what? I just got to go. So as you can see, I start pushing 600, between 500 and 600 watts, trying to get it up. This is the point. This was a strategy mistake. I should have thought this out a little bit more, but actually, I take that back. I shouldn't have thought it out. This is what I want to do. I want to build myself up to get to a point where I can start making a run far out. But as expected, well, as I didn't expect, but I soon learned, they came back and got me. I ended up getting fourth place. Not bad to have. I ended up getting fourth place. Not bad to have defeat snatched out of the jaws of victory so close to the finish line. Does hurt a little bit, as you can see in the lower left hand corner. I'm about to die. I'm breathing. I think my lungs bust. Lord, if you listening, help. But pretty good race. Until next time, peace, and I see you guys at the finish line.